Hello Year 6 and welcome to Tuesday's literacy lesson. So to get our brains warmed up today, I have done you a little Kahoot and it is on your spellings today. So it's a little bit of spelling practice time as well. So all of them are on vocabulary and word meaning. So when you go on, they're all about what those words mean this week. So the game pin is on there, okay? And then I will be checking up to see how you have done and sending some marvellous me's for your scores. So have a little go. So you can pause the video now, have a little go of the spelling Kahoot first, just to get your brains a bit going and get your brains warmed up. Okay, so pause the video now and have a little go. Okay, so you should have a little go with that. Like I say, I'll be checking on throughout the day and sending you some marvellous me's for your hard work. So it's Tuesday today. So today is our reading comprehension day. Yesterday was writing. Really impressed with the writing that was sent in. Some great ideas. Harry, you did a brilliant job of doing the fact and opinion. So well done to all of you that sent work in yesterday. Now today is reading them, and we are going to be focusing on, before I show you what we're doing about, answering inference questions that start with how. So when you are asked how, okay? So we're going to go into that in a minute, but before we get started, so your reading today is this page here, The Story of My Life, and it's page 6 in your comprehension book. Remember, we are on this comprehension book, the one with the castle on the front, and it is page 6. Okay, now it's called The Story of My Life. Now, it's about a lady called Helen Keller. Now, I've actually put a video up there, and I'll also send you this video on Your Marvellous Me. So I just want you to find a little bit more out about Helen Keller before you dive into the reading, because it's interesting to find out about somebody before you get going. So there is a little video to watch first. So have a little watch of the video, learn a little bit about Helen Keller before you come on to the reading. So it's an autobiography. So before we start, I just want to go over what an autobiography is. So an autobiography is something that somebody has written about their own life. So it has these features in. So it's written in first person. So remember, it's got lots of first person pronouns like I and my, those kinds of words. There's memories, influences and achievements. So there'll be some of her memories in there because it's all about her life. Names of individuals, places and dates, and it'll be written in the past tense because it's about her life and it's when these things have already happened to her. So that's how you know something is an autobiography. Okay, so you might want to, when you come on to the questions, you might want to pause it on this just to help you answer some of them. Now, there are other questions in this work today that are not how questions, but they're questions that we've gone over that type of thing before. So I think you'll be fine with those ones. I want to go over these how questions and how we answer them today. But that was just a little bit of background. First on Helen Keller, I want you to do a little bit of learning about her first, so that when you're reading it, you actually know who she is and what she's about and what she achieved in her life. So, and also what an autobiography is. Those two things were really important before we get started on today's learning. So, on to today's learning now. So, like I said, we're going to be answering how inference questions. Now, inference part of this, we've talked about inference a lot. So, inference is where the answer might not be exactly in the text. You've got to use a few clues to help you answer the question. So, it's about finding clues, inferences. Now, how questions. Now, you'll see these come up. Now, it's really important to think, what is this question asking me? Is it a how question, a what, a why? So a how is how somebody did something. In what way did they do something? Or in what way did they feel about something? Okay, so it can be a little bit tricky. That's why I wanted to go over them. So we're going to do a couple together. You've got a few today, and like I say, there's other questions that we've covered before that I think you'll be fine with. So I want to just focus on how we answer a how question. So I've done a couple together. So remember, it's really important, if it asks you to look at a particular paragraph or a particular sentence, make sure that's the part of the text you are using to answer your questions. So this one says, look at the first paragraph. How did Helen first learn to communicate? So I need to know what way she communicated. In what way? So how means in what way did somebody do something? So the way that they did it. Okay, it's not why they did it, it's the way they did it. So I've got to find out the way that Helen first learned to communicate. So I need to go to that first paragraph. Okay, so here's the first paragraph. And I'm going to look for the key word communicate. And I want to know the way she communicated because I'm being asked how. So, oh, I can see the word communication there. I began to make signs. So they needed some communication and I began to make crude signs. Okay, so I know that the way that she first communicated, the first part it talks about communication is Helen making signs. That's how she communicated. She used signs. So, Helen used signs. Okay, so if you've watched the video and read the information at the top, you'll know that Helen was both blind and deaf. Okay, so Helen first communicated using signs. Now, I might add a little bit to that. So I might give an example. Okay, so I'm going to say, for example, so I know that I've answered the question fully. So a nod meant yes. Okay, so I've answered the question fully. So Helen used signs. That's the way she communicated because it's asking me how, in what way. For example, a nod meant yes. So we're going to have a look at another one together. So this one tells you a paragraph. So it asks you, look at the paragraph beginning, I do not remember. So it's the paragraph that starts with those words. How do you think Helen felt when she could not understand people? Explain your answer. So I know straight away the fact that it says explain your answer, I've got to have some evidence, something I've taken out of the text that backs up what I say. So how do you think Helen felt? So it's the way she felt. In what way did she feel? It's not asking you why. What way did she feel? So how do you think Helen felt? So you would be saying an adjective. So she felt and then a word. Okay, and then some evidence to show. So if you think she felt sad, some evidence to show she's sad. Felt happy, some evidence to show that. So I want you to pause the video now and have a little go at this question. So you're looking for how you think Helen felt when she could not understand people, and then explain your answer. Okay, so have a pause of the video now and have a go at this one. Okay, so let's have a look at it together. So I know that it's the paragraph I do not remember, so I've got to find that one first. Okay, so I do not remember when I first realised I was deaf, so I found that paragraph. So now I need to think how she felt when she couldn't understand people. So I want a feeling how she felt when she couldn't understand people. I do not remember. Vexed. So I know that word means angry. Okay. Gesticulated here. Now it's got a little star next to it. Remember, that means that it's in the glossary here. So made gestures. That means she used her hands to talk with. So vexed. Oh, so angry at times that I kicked and screamed until I was exhausted. So I've got my answer there. So I think she felt. I'm actually going to use a different word. I think she felt frustrated, I'm going to put. I think she felt frustrated because it says that she would kick and scream when she was not understood. remember that you might have a slightly different answer to me. What is important is identifying a feeling and then backing it up with evidence. So why you have got that idea. So we're going to do one more of these how questions together. Okay, and then I'm going to let you get on with your work for today. So this one, look at the paragraph beginning. I think I knew when I was naughty. How do you think Helen felt after she was naughty? So again, you are looking for a feeling. So in what way did she feel? So remember, it's not why, it's what way did she feel? In what way? So I want you to pause the video, have a look at the text, how you think she felt after she was naughty. Okay, so I'm going to go to the text. I'm looking for the paragraph. I think I knew when I was naughty. Okay, so it's here. I knew that it hurt her. I had a feeling akin to regret. So she regrets it. She feels sorry. So I'm going to put that she feels sorry because she says that she regretted it. So I think she felt sorry because it says she had a feeling of regret. So when you are looking at these how questions, remember you need to be asking yourself, it's explaining a way that someone might have felt or a way that they did something. Remember, it's not a why question, it's a how question. So make sure you are really careful that you are answering the question, and if it asks you to explain your answer, grabbing that evidence from the text. Okay? So I'm going to leave you to answer the questions. I hope you find it really interesting learning about Helen Keller. And I shall see you tomorrow for your writing.